Today for an episode of Banana Fish. We're good to go, we're good to go, we're good to go. So yes, we actually have returned to cover episode 22 of Banana Fish, and as we know, yeah, I have not been looking forward to this episode, like, at all, because the things they're setting up, I'm just like, please just don't go down that route. Please just don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't hurt that character. Please don't hurt anyone. Just, oh boy. Please don't hurt anyone in the group. Please don't. But it just seems as if it's just like, yeah, no, we don't care about your emotions at all. It's just I'm just like, please don't save me from this. Save me from this. I don't want anything bad happen to Max. Okay, I don't want anything bad happen to anyone at this point in the group. At least, like, just I think we had a new enemy appear last week as well. I'm just like, please save me. Just save me. I'm just, oh man, okay, so yes, episode 21 kind of left on a big cliffhanger of, yeah, the hostage is still there. Ash is kind of given in a way, and actually now we've got to see what actually does in free happen after that point. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm sorry. I'm scared because if you actually take the title of the episode literally, actually look at the book it's based upon, you're like, oh shit. It's just, it has that feeling of, oh no. Because it's just, oh no, I just don't want to think about it. I do not want to think about it. Just no. Well, anyway, we'll put on to actually gone live and see what actually does in free happen. Woo! Gone live for episode 22 of Banana Fish. I actually can spell fish. That is, Jesus. The pain of this episode happening is actually getting to me now. Oh boy. Oh man. Okay, so I believe with that we're good to go. Are we? We're good. It's fine. We're good. Right, so yes, I actually have played quite a bit of Persona 3 Dancing by the Moonlight before this episode dropped. And I think it was easing my pain slightly, and I'm just like, no, it's not doing anything for me. I'm still feeling that emotional dread of what this episode actually might in bring. So anyway, let's actually get a show on the road and see what does in happen, and whether or not actually doing survive this episode of Banana Fish. So let's get a show on the road in 3, 2, 1. Let's actually this thing absolutely now. Oh god. Oh no. Thank you so much. I need emotional support at this point. But yeah, I mean, the thing is with this show at this point is you're growing so attached to the characters that you just... Any slight bit of emotional pain towards them, it just kills you inside, because the characters are so well written that you're just kind of like, yeah, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, people who are kind of otherwise just slight background characters, you still fall in love with them in a way in Ash's group, and you're just kind of like, yeah, don't. It's the best way to describe the feeling of if you see anything bad happen to him, it's like, yeah, please, just don't. And if the way this episode's kind of set up, it kind of feels as if something might actually happen to Max, because Max has kind of got his death flag raised slightly. I mean, no one's safe when you think about it, but it's just like Max has kind of got his death flag raised, and it's like, please don't anything bad happen to him. I can imagine. I've been there with other mangas as well. Like, oh boy. Oh boy. Like, I've read, like, JoJo Part 6 is just like the king of, oh, kind of moments. And Part 7 as well, actually, as well. I can imagine how painful this must have been. Because it's like you know the events are going to happen if you read the manga already, but it still causes you emotional pain. It's the same thing with Sangatsu as well. The exact same thing with Sangatsu. I'm just like, I've read the manga, and I'm like, I'm still feeling emotional pain. This is already hurting my soul. This is already hurting my soul already. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, if anything, also, it still tells you how much Ash has come in the space of the narrative as well. Oh, thank God, Best Boy's here already. Thank God, Best Boy's here. I hadn't even I hadn't even watched the episode before it even aired. I was like, yeah, I'm already hurting as is. I'm already hurting as is. I think the mere thought of it just kind of makes you go, oh god. That scene was impeccable, actually, to be honest. That scene was amazing. Just no music, no nothing, no dialogue, just them hugging. It carried such emotional power just in the way they actually kind of articulated that scene. That's how you do a scene. That's how you do a scene. I mean, if anything, also it kind of tells you that he's strong, but his own will is starting to dwindle as well. It's depressing when you think about it because he's a person trying to actively get away from where he was beforehand. His power is still trying to get him through it, but the will is slowly losing it. But then he immediately stops shaking once AG gives him a hug because it kind of tells you there and then that AG gives him the power to continue. I really do like the dichotomy they're actually using with Sing and Ash as well. It's actually really well done. The dichotomy they're using with them. Oh, oh. I guess also at this point, Lou's accepted that he's actually a monster as well, because last time when Blanca said, "Look, you're actually like staining your hands with blood," when he'd so long tried to get away from it, he's actually just kind of accepted it at this point. That he's in no way able to get away from where to the person that the other person was towards him. In a way, he's become that person again. Oh no! Oh no! I like how the characters in this show have, outside of the main characters themselves, have all kind of realised that when you think about it, Asia isn't his weak point anymore. It's actually kind of a neat like transition between core one and core two. Okay, am I not the only one? Its heart's racing right now. Like, my heart is literally racing right now. I have no idea. I just. Oh boy. Oh boy. My heart's racing too hard right now. Oh, please don't. No! Oh, thank God he woke up. Oh, please don't. Ah. 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 I hate this show. I hate this show for passion. Why does this show want to kill my emotions so much every single goddamn week? It's like, no, Joe, you won't get a break. I know you've got a uni going on as well. I know you're stressed because of that. But no, I want your emotions kind of dwindle slightly, just a little bit. No, I want to give you a break because you don't need that just now. You need to feel even more emotional pain. Fuck the show, Jesus Christ. Woo! Oh, why was this show going to do that to me right at the freaking end? Oh, it's like, my heart was racing. My heart was racing. I was like, yeah, something's gonna happen. I knew it. One of two things will happen in this scene. That rise up of the music wasn't doing anything to, like, dwindle my emotions at that point. Nah, it wasn't doing anything. It was rising my emotions. I was like, yeah, I can anticipate something's gonna happen, but not that. Please, just not that. I mean, the bird's gotta be non-fatal, please. I mean, please. At this point, just give me some consolation prize, anime. Give me some, like, he's gonna be fine. Just, I can't accept the fact that he might die. I can't accept the fact that Ash could die. I can't accept the fact that anyone in the group could die, okay? Oh boy. I was like, it could in theory be Max next, but I wasn't expecting AG. I was like, no. Because it was just like, the death flag was not raised. I was like, you just got me good. You got me good, show. You got me good. I don't like you, show. I don't like you at all. Wow. Screw this show. Right at the end. Oh boy, my heart was racing. My heart was just like, yeah, Joe, you gotta calm down a bit here, because, oh boy, you're not in the right mindset. I hate this show with a passion, with a dying passion. I love this show with all my heart at the same time, but God damn, does it make me just want to cry inside. Every single week. Oh, man. You know what doesn't help either? My room's like sub-zero right now as well. And it's like, my hands are kind of shaky. And now even more shaky at the end there. I was like, ah! Oh, God, screw the show. Screw the show. What do I even say? What do I even say? Oh, God, this water won't help my emotions. I need something. I need something. Oh, okay, alright. I got to go. Do I just... Alright, that screen's fine. I've got 2 screens and my brain just, like, stopped. It's like, boy, where are you now? I need to look at my husband, okay? I need to look at my husband just to kind of feel... Just to feel the ounce of... Just not depression, but still depression. I haven't felt that kind of distraught since chapter 137 of Golden Kamuy. And that chapter freaking killed me inside. Oh boy. I knew kind of that it's gonna go badly because let's face it, it's banana fish, but I wasn't expecting that. It was like people saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, this episode will cause you emotional distress to the point of no return." I was like, "Yeah, just no, no, absolutely not, please, just don't." Oh man, I'm staring at a half-naked picture of my dude right now, of my husband, and it's still not quelling my emotions. I don't know. It's 2 more weeks as well. It's the problem. It's 2 more weeks of this hell. It's just no getting out of it. And it's not like as if at the end of it you're like, oh, it's over. No, you still remember it. You still remember it. It'll be back in your back of your. I don't even know what I'm saying. Back of your brain. That's the one. Oh man, and I've just been doing a whole entire essay on trauma theory as well. It all kind of goes full circle with me now, doesn't it? My work always feeds into my life. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Ah! Okay, so. Right, let's just talk about the episode for a little while. Let's talk about the other things in the episode besides the fact that my husband might be dead. My husband might be in absolute peril right now. Right, so one of the more interesting factors about this episode is Lee's character as well, because Lee... Oh shit, my headphones fell down. It's all just going bad. It's all going bad for me today. My doggo's downstairs. I can't open my door. I can't just call her. I can't call her beautiful name and be like, "Yo, doggo, I need your help. I need your emotional help." Because she's downstairs. My door is closed right now. Oh god. Okay. Anyway. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this episode for a bit. Right, so Lee's character. Lee's character was one of the more interesting facts about this whole one of the more interesting factors about this episode as a whole, because it kind of deals with the fact that, again, he's slipping into the world that he wants to get out of in a way, and I kind of like that about him as a character, because he's one of those characters, I guess, trying to actively get away from that, but as the motif of the series goes, you just can't escape that idea. In some capacity, you will kind of fall back into that place you were beforehand. You kind of try to escape it, but it's inescapable in its own way, and it kind of doesn't very matter for Lee's character as well. Lee's kind of in that emotional rut again, because he's like, I wanted to get out of this, but I can't. Look, my hands are stained with blood. I just can't get out of this. It's actually it's disturbing in a way, because there was probably a redemption in there for his character slightly, but it's gone. It's just like it's not there anymore, because I guess emotions clouded his judgment and stuff like that, and trying to mount to something he wanted to be and actually not getting there because of some factors kind of factored into the whole entire idea. And also, possibly aging might be the actual kind of cause of it as well, slightly, because every single time the name is mentioned, he sends him to disarray completely. So it's actually kind of an interesting kind of prospect that you get this idea of the past, but outside of the character you actually kind of expect it from. Because let's face it, Lee's character's always been that kind of character you wonder what's going to happen with him. But to actually kind of go down the route that he did, it was actually just mildly interesting. I actually kind of liked that section of episode more than what the ending gave me. And the ending can go do one at this point. The ending doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. How does one forget? How does one actually forget? How does one actually go on the internet and just type in... Right, okay, let's Google it. Let's Google it. Where are we? How to forget. Right, how to okay, so we've got WikiHow. WikiHow will help us. How to purposely forget. things. Some memories can be so painful that you just want to forget them. While it's not possible to erase memories from your mind, there are strategies that you can use to make your memory less prominent. You can also do things that change the way memory makes you feel to replace unpleasant memories with new pleasant ones. Keeping in mind that it's not always possible to forget a memory, you may want to consider talking to a therapist if unpleasant memories are interfering with your life. Forgetting memories. Figure out what you would like to forget. Okay, I've done that. Think about what bothers you about the memory. Done that already. Erase the memory with a ritual release. You can use the details that you have identified to perform a ritual release. A ritual release. That's an interesting prospect. In your mind, take a picture of part of the memory that you want to forget. Try to imagine the detail of a picture, and then imagine that you're setting the picture on fire. Hold up a second. It doesn't work. God damn you, WikiHow, you lied to me. You lied to me, WikiHow. I can't believe it. Anyway. Oh boy. I can't believe it. Right, so, anyway, back on topic. Yeah, he's an interesting character because he's a person you could tell that he wanted to get out of that. But he couldn't. And I mean, he didn't want to accept it himself. He's a character that kind of wanted to go, yeah, I'm not accepting the fact that I actually become this character again that I also wanted to get away from. But in the end, he had to accept it because he is that person. He can't escape that. His hands are stained with that blood. It's impossible for him to actually get out of it. So I like the fact that, in theory, you have a character that's actually trying to get away from his past, doing everything in his power to get away from that past. In theory, got away from that past slightly. But then you have a character like Lee who's kind of wanted to get away from it, tried his hardest to get away from it, and accepted it at the end. He's just accepted it as well. It's an interesting kind of dichotomy in a way when you think about it, because I like using the word dichotomy actually. It's a cool word. But it's an interesting dichotomy because you had two opposites working together, kind of in a way. Like you had one trying to forget the past but getting away from it slightly, but also then in theory not able to get away from it because the past always comes back. But then not accepting that, but actually trying to get away from it. But you have one character who's just like, yeah, I have to accept this. This is who I am. I can't get away from this. I thought it's a very interesting kind of idea. I liked how they actually included that into the actual kind of narrative as well. I like that they made it Lee's character as well, because Lee's kind of character has always been on this kind of downward spiral for the whole entirety of the second core, and they actually just kind of hit the crescendo at this one point. I thought it's actually kind of an interesting kind of idea when you think about it. But yeah. one has AG and one has no AG. That is actually the point. That's the point right there. AG is the key to actually kind of getting away from your past. He is the key. Alas, now both will probably not have AG, which is now just making me depressed even thinking about it. So there's that kind of prospect as well. But yeah, I mean, one of the things I actually kind of liked about this anime as well. My throat's dying as well, actually. God. My throat's dying. So yeah, one of the things I liked about this show as well is the fact that it actually kind of made Ash to be a person that actually is very strong in nature. He's a person very strong in nature and will. He's shown it for the whole entire show. Even characters that kind of go, Christ, man, you're a bit too strong, actually. Like, he's a character that actually is quite strong in nature, but he's still a person underneath that. And I actually kind of like that because he's a one-man Rambo army, but in theory also, he's still human in a way, so things do still affect him to the point that it does actually, in theory, get to him to the point he actually can't actually carry on. And it actually was shown in this episode as well. The episode kind of showed that perfectly. The idea of how his will is slowly deteriorating as time goes on. He's a person who's trying to get away from it as much as he can, but he can't. I think he's slowly accepting that idea, and the way that his life's going, he's just hurting everyone else around him. And it's like, yeah, it's depressing because he's tried his hardest to get away from the past, but in theory he can't. And now the person he's most closest to is now in peril. Very much the peril we did not want to see him in, or any of the characters in his group as well. So it's one of those things. It's a very interesting kind of prospect. This idea that he's a very strong person, but he's not strong in will anymore. He's a person that's deteriorating as time goes on. The events of this narrative is actually slowly starting to catch up to him. He's a person not trying to show it, but this episode actually kind of allowed him to show it to other people. And Asia was like, "Yeah, I can see that." And I liked how he just went up to him and actually hugged him and actually kind of gave him the power to actually kind of continue. And I actually kind of liked that because you get the idea that AG is his power to continue, and it's just one of those things. It was a very touching moment. It's one of the more touching moments of the whole entire series because it was done to the point that I just kind of said it was a masterful scene. it was just two people. It was just two people. One went up to the one went up to hug them, still shaking, and the other person kind of stopped shaking as time went on. And it's one of those things that you kind of just you can tell that they're actually taking care of with every single scene, especially with them two in it, because it's one of those things that in any other show, in any other show, in any other movie, it would have just been done with music. The music's always there to actually kind of give you some indication how to feel. It's one of those it's a very kind of common thing music always does. It's one of the things that sometimes David Lynch goes, nah fam, I'm doing something completely different. But here it's actually it kind of took that route of nah fam, I'm doing something completely different. And I actually kind of appreciated that, because it's one of those things that it allowed the visuals actually kind of take the center stage. Actually allowed the visuals actually kind of be the center point of the whole entire scene. It actually kind of carried the exact same emotional weight. And if it was like someone, I'm feeling depressed right now, don't worry, I'll give you a hug right now, the music was actually kind of blaring in the background. It carries the exact same emotional weight, because it was done tastefully in a way. It was done tastefully is what I'm trying to say. It carries the same emotional weight. It kind of proves to you there and then you don't need dialogue, you don't need music to actually kind of make a scene emotional. You can just do it with two characters. The body language they have between each other, if it's actually kind of conveyed correctly, and the show's conveyed it to the point of like it kind of tells you there and then, like, yeah, it doesn't need dialogue, it doesn't need music at all. But then I liked how they just used, again, the dichotomy of that scene at the end of the episode with the rising tension of the music. I thought it was actually really well done, because it was one of those things I kind of appreciated the fact they actually utilised music, because it was rising slowly as time goes on, as the anxiety started to build up within you. I just thought it was really well done. I mean, it would have still really carried the exact same emotional weight had it not been any music there, but the music there kind of actually added so much more to the whole entire narrative as a whole. I thought that was really well done. I thought good job on that part, because it's one of those things I just really appreciated that. It was again a nice use of dichotomy in a way. I've used the word dichotomy 3 times in this stream. Actually, I feel good slightly about myself right now, but I still feel depressed. I still feel absolutely depressed. But yeah, I mean, also the other thing I liked as well about this episode was actually Sing's characters. Sing's characters, as time went on, he's slowly coming to the forefront. I liked how he's living in someone's shadow in a way. It's actually a very interesting process. This idea of someone trying to rise up, but in theory he can't, because he's not the other person that he actually wants to be, in a way. It's a very interesting kind of concept, this idea that it's like, what would the other person do? And it's not done to the point that you actually kind of feel as if it's actually kind of beating over the head with it, to the point you kind of feel as if why is this here? Why can't it be something completely different with his character? Like what happened in Grimgar is the name of the other show. When one of the characters died, who was a team leader, every single time it was like, what would that character do? What would that character do? What would that character do in a situation? To the point it actually kind of grinded on you, to the point that it just kind of felt as if like, just do something, anime, just do something. But here it's done to the point that it just feels genuine, because his character is living in a shadow in a way. It's depressing, because he wants to actually kind of rise up in a way, but it's that idea that he probably can't, because he doesn't feel like it has the power to, because some other character kind of overshadows that power he possesses at this point. So he feels as if he actually isn't adequate to that person. It's actually kind of an interesting kind of idea, and actually an interesting way to actually kind of explore another character in this anime other than Ash's character. It's actually it's a really welcome addition to this whole entire show, because it's a cliche in other animes, but here it's done to the point I actually kind of love it. It's a lovely thing to actually kind of do really well. It actually allows the character to actually kind of have a meaningful character arc in the end. It's not as if it's actually just kind of like beating over the head with it. So yeah. And then the ending happened. I'm just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that, show? Like, why? Why would you do that? But I've come to expect it from this show that there's just no happy ending. When you think about it, just no happy ending. Woo boy. So yeah. I think it's gonna do. I can't even speak. I just did my head in just then. God damn. Woo! I did my head in just then doing that slight twirl of my hair. Yeah, I think that is me done for today. I'm gonna lie down in the corner and cry. So yeah. If you have enjoyed it here on Twitch and you do want to leave a follow, then do leave a follow, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. And if you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to leave that like, then do leave that like, because indeed it does actually help me quite a bit. And if you actually haven't, I can't even speak, Jesus! Oh boy. if you actually have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube and you want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a good old sub, because indeed it does actually help me quite a bit. And also, actually, if you want to stay a little bit longer after that whole entire point, then do follow me on Twitter, because indeed it does actually help me quite a bit. Actually, will then know these streams go live, and every streams I do as well. And if Twitter is not your thing, I do infrared Discord server as well. Actually, there's infrared tell you exact same things as Twitter as well. But until next time, with what possibly will be absolute hell on earth, episode 23 of Banana Fish, I will see you guys later. Bye for now.